We're here at the Transformational CMO and Retail East Assembly in beautiful Miami for a special edition of Millennium Live. I'm lucky enough to be joined by Jeff Galak, the Professor of Marketing at Carnegie Mellon. Jeff, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure to be here.
So we'll just jump straight in. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you're doing research-wise right now at Carnegie Mellon? And it sounds like you're crossing a few different departments right now.
Sure. So I am Professor of Marketing at the Tepper School of Business at Carnegie Mellon University. I also have an appointment at the Social and Decision Science Department of the Dietrich College of Humanities. What that basically means is I work at the intersection of understanding decision science and decision theory for humans in general, and trying to apply that in a business context, specifically in a marketing context. So it's a really nice place to be. Carnegie Mellon is known for its interdisciplinary work, and I'm doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing there. In terms of research, the area that I've been most excited about for the last decade, let's say, and still ongoing, is how do consumers experience their products. Yep. So lots of marketing research looks at how do people make choices, which is obviously important. You know, I need to know when I go to the grocery store if I'm going to choose option A or option B. I look at what happens after that. I look at how does the experience unfold over time, in particular for things that are more pleasurable. So if I'm buying food, that tends to be pleasurable. If I'm watching a movie, if I'm looking at YouTube, if I'm doing anything that brings me joy, how does that evolve over time? And how, both as a consumer, can I maintain that enjoyment? And how, as a marketer, can I influence individuals to continue enjoying a product, leading to loyalty, leading to repeat purchase, and all the positive things associated with that.
Interesting. And just with the research focusing on the experience, how much of that is, or any at all, is the in-store or online store experience?
Less so. So it's much more post-purchase. Once you've got the product, how does that evolve? Now, of course, it's going to influence the subsequent choices. Yep. So if I'm not happy with my experience, I'm not rebuying, or if I'm watching a movie on Netflix and the movie's not interesting, for whatever reason, I'm going to stop watching and perhaps discontinue my Netflix membership. And
is, with the post-purchase experience, is there a time or a change that varies?
So we've studied everything from a few minutes of consumption, where it's like a YouTube single shot event, to I think the longest we've looked at things is a couple of years.
Interesting. So one of your major focus points in your research is how behavioral science can be applied in the industry. What are some concepts that have really clear relevance for the customer experience?
So building off what I said a moment ago about kind of repeated consumption, it's not too surprising to learn that consumer experiences become less enjoyable with time as they continue consuming them. So if you're watching a film, it becomes less enjoyable as that film progresses. Yep. And so one of the areas I'm actually very excited about is working in this media space, where trying to understand how firms like YouTube or Hulu or anybody who's doing digital delivery of content can figure out what's the right pacing of experiences, what's the right composition of experiences in terms of the variety that they're introducing in their offerings, what's the right set of reminders to give people in order to continue having their experience enjoyable, working with them directly to figure this out. So we actually have this really nice partnership with the Motion Picture Association of America, as well as a few studios. They provide us some interesting data on digital purchase consumption for the last few years of data, so kind of millions of records. And we look to see, can we figure out how are people actually enjoying these experiences over time? Can we try and optimize that experience for them going forward? And I think it's a perfect example of how a body of work that was built in a laboratory setting with an emphasis on psychological understanding can really translate into very actionable decisions for firms to take going forward.